Hello guys, today's video we're going to talk about how to set up key-based authentication for SSH. Why do we have to configure a key-based authentication for SSH? So you remember from the last video, we use SSH to remotely connect to another Red Linux server. So to do that, from your local machine terminal, you type SSH, then you put the user name of the on the remote server that you want to connect to. So for instance, Sam is at you must know the IP address or you know the host name. You can either use the IP address or host name. I show us how we can use host name if you don't want to use IP address. So let me use the host name. So with this, I can just press enter to connect to that particular host. But the machine should be running. So let me check if that machine is running. Because if it's not running, okay, it's running. So I should be able to connect to it. So asking me if I want to connect, I'll type yes. So let's wait for the connection. So it's asking me for the password of Samis. That username on the remote server was the password. So if you want to bypass password, that whenever you want to remotely connect to a remote machine server, we don't want it to ask us for password. That's where we have to configure key-based authentication. So with key-based authentication, it will once we set it up right appropriately, anytime I want to connect to the remote server, it will not ask me for password. So how do we do that? The first thing that we have to set up and generate the key first. To generate the key, SSH dash keygen. This command, I press enter. So letting me know that it's going to create private and public key on this particular path /root /.ssh /id underscore RSA. That is for the private key. This is the private key part. So the part is okay with me. I'll press enter. So do I want to have a passphrase? I don't want a passphrase. Because if I put a passphrase, I want to connect remotely to this. It will still ask me for the passphrase. So I don't want it. But in a production environment, you have to put a passphrase. Is another level of securing your connection. Yes, a second layer of security. So for this test purpose, for this video, I'm not putting in passphrase. So I press enter. So enter the same passphrase, press enter. So it has generated the key. So we can check it. Let's check it through root /.ssh. So this is the private key, this is the public key. So the next thing is that this public key now, we have to copy it to the remote server. We have to copy to the remote server. So whenever you want to initiate the connection, so be able to use it through the public key, so it will not ask me for password. So let me clear the screen. So there's an SSH command that we can use to copy it. So SSH copy dash ID space the username on the remote server. So I'll use the RHL. I may use the IP address, but I'm using the host name of the remote server. So with this, I'll just enter. So it will copy it to the remote server. So if it is successful, you should be able to log into that remote server without putting password. Ask us for the user's name password. So let's just wait. If you are prompted to know, so I'm waiting for it to, still waiting for it. So once successfully copy the public key, we should be able to log into that remote server without putting the password of the username, Samis. So the last video, I show us how we can do. So I'm going to put the password for the last time, just to copy the public key. So it has the number of key attached, it has successfully copied. So now let's try it again now. Let's now connect it. Let's connect to that. Let's connect to the remote server right now and see if it will ask me for a password. Let's connect to it. Because we've successfully copied that public key. It's not supposed to ask me for password. I'll just get access to it without typing the password on the username Samis. So it has connected to it. So let me see, where am I? Working directory. Let's see the IP host name. What's the host name of that remote server? We know that it's RHAL. So we have, so in Privity, this is how you can set up key-based authentication for SSH. So for you to remotely connect to a remote server, so without specifying the password of the user that you are using to connect remotely to the remote server. So guys, I see you on another video. Take care.